Hello, it's 4 News O'Clock on All News Nigeria. I am Opeyemi Olubemi. Here are the headlines for today. United Nations warns Sudan faces full-blown civil war. Joe Biden expresses support over Sweden's NATO deal. Now the news. The United Nations on Sunday, July 9, 2023, warned that conflict-torn Sudan is on the brink of a full-scale civil war that could destabilize the entire region. This is coming after an airstrike on a residential area killed around 24 civilians. The Ministry of Health reported 22 dead and a large number of wounded among the civilians from the strike on Khartoum's sister city, Omdurman, in the district of Dar es Salaam, which means House of Peace in Arabic. After nearly 3 months of war between Sudan's rival generals, the airstrike is the latest incident to provoke outrage. Around 3,000 people have been killed in the conflict. Survivors have reported a wave of sexual violence, and witnesses have spoken of ethnically targeted killings. There has been widespread looting, and the United Nations warned of possible crimes against humanity in the Darfur region. Since the war began, paramilitaries have established bases in residential areas, and they have been accused of forcing civilians from their homes. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Sunday condemned the airstrike in Omdurman, which he said reportedly killed at least 22 people and wounded dozens. Guterres remains deeply concerned that the ongoing war between the armed forces has pushed Sudan to the brink of a full-scale civil war, potentially destabilizing the entire region. Nearly 3 million people have been uprooted by Sudan's fighting, among them almost 700,000 who have fled to neighboring countries, according to the International Organization for Migration. The United Nations and African blocs have warned of an ethnic dimension to the conflict in the western region of Darfur, where the United States, Norway, and Britain have blamed the RSF and allied militia for most of the widespread violations. On Monday, leaders of Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, and South Sudan, IGAD members handling the Sudan file, are to meet in Addis Ababa. Sudan's Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and RSF Commander Mohamed Hamdan Daglo have been invited, but neither side has confirmed they will attend. Numerous ceasefires in the war have been announced and ignored. In other news, United States President Joe Biden has expressed a desire to see Sweden join NATO as soon as possible in a phone call with Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, in which they discussed Sweden's bid to become a member of the Western Alliance. Turkey, along with Hungary, has been a stumbling block to Sweden's bid, which requires unanimous approval by all NATO members. Erdogan told Biden on Sunday that Stockholm has taken steps in the right direction for Ankara to ratify its bid, referring to an anti-terrorism law, but said these steps were not useful as Kurdistan Workers' Party supporters continued to hold demonstrations in Sweden. On Thursday, Sweden failed to convince Turkey to lift its block on Stockholm's path to NATO membership in a foreign minister-level meeting as Ankara requested more action in the fight against terrorism. Sweden and Finland applied for NATO membership last year, abandoning policies of military non-alignment that had lasted through the decades of the Cold War in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. While Finland's NATO membership was green-lighted in April, Turkey and Hungary have yet to clear Sweden's bid. Stockholm has been working to join at next week's NATO summit in Vilnius. Both leaders, Biden and Erdogan, agreed to meet face-to-face in Vilnius, Lithuania, at an upcoming NATO summit and discuss bilateral relations and regional issues in detail. During their call, Biden and Erdogan also discussed the delivery of F-16 fighter jets to Turkey and Ukraine's aim to join NATO. And that's it on today's news. To keep up with All News Nigeria, kindly follow us on all social media platforms displayed on the screen. I am Opeyemi Olubemi. Do have a lovely evening.